All right, welcome back. Now, in this particular session, we're going to learn what is natural language processing and what are the things that we use natural language processing to do. Going forward, we're going to see the applications of natural language processing and why it is quite important to actually understand natural language processing. Okay, and in fact, most of the projects that are coming these days, you need to combine the skills of natural language processing and also computer vision in order to accomplish them. All right, so it's very important to understand this concept in addition to your computer vision skills. All right, so let's get to understand what natural language processing is. All right, and then after that, we'll see the applications of natural language processing and also some crucial concepts that we initially need to understand before moving on to do any hands-on. All right, so let's talk about natural language processing. So I've given you a very simple definition over here, which will make you understand what it is. Right, so natural language processing is nothing but the ability of computer program to understand human language, right? To understand human language as it is spoken, right, and written. Okay, so spoken, that is audio. Okay, so when we're talking about spoken, we are talking about audio. Written, we are talking about text. Okay, so that is natural language processing, the ability of the computer to understand human language as it is spoken and written, right? What it's trying to strive to do is to build machines that understand and respond to text or voice data. Okay, so basically with natural language processing, we are working on text and audio, right? So it's either you work on both of them or you're going to work on one of them. Okay, you're going to maybe work on text. Mostly it will be text, right? About 80% of the time you're going to work on text, right? But there are some circumstances where you're going to work on audio as well. All right. So depending on the company, for instance, if you are in a product company, for instance, like Amazon or something like that. Okay, Amazon or Google or something, you mostly be working on text, right? You mostly be working on text. If you're in a company like say Spotify, right? Like Spotify, okay, you mostly be working on audio, right? So depending on the position or the company that you find yourself in, right? But mostly you'll be working on text, and in certain circumstances, you need to combine the two skills, right? That is, working on text and then working on audio. All right, so that is basically natural language processing. Okay, right? That is, we have the natural language that you and I speak, right? Like I am speaking to you, right? That is a natural language, but we want to process that natural language. Okay, the natural language that you speak, we want to process it using machines or using computer. Okay, so in that case, we refer to it as NLP or natural language processing. Okay, the only thing that we are doing is that we are processing the natural language. This is just the normal language that you speak, whether English or Spanish or Hindi or whatever language that you speak, right? It's a natural language, but we want to process it using computer. And that's when we just coin the term as NLP. All right. Okay, so a typical example is what you can see over here, Google Assistant, right? Where you can speak and then the action that you want to be completed, okay? Or you can test and then the action that you want to be completed. So that is a practical example of natural language processing, okay?